Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All right, this is part 2 to the intro. The next thing that I wanted to mention in terms of having the will, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, La ikraha fi din, there is no compulsion in religion. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also, not just that He wants us to come to Him willingly and to make the decision on our own, but He does not compel us. This is the beauty of our deen and the beauty of the relationship between the slave and the master. See, the slave is always yearning and having the desire to please his master, and he wants everything that his master has to offer. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not make anything compulsory on us. He says in that verse, he says what? Let there be no compulsion in religion. Truth stands out clear from falsehood or from error. Whoever rejects evil and believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has grasped the most trustworthy handhold and never breaks. And Allah hears and knows all things. This is clear. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing you. If you choose the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you have chosen the path that you will be guided. There will be no fear on you. There will be no error. But when you choose other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, now you have set yourself up for failure. Now you have set yourself up to be guided down a pathway that leads into darkness. And when we add this, or we put this in the context of our health and our food, then we can see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you look at His food, when you look at the food that is provided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and yes, there is a difference from the refined, processed, chemicalized, factory-made food and that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. And He has made a distinction in the Quran. See, the food that He said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides for us is that which He brings forth from the earth. It is not something that has been placed in preservatives, placed inside of a box in a bottle, and can sit for a year. No, that which He gives us, it has an expiration date. It dies. Not within a month or 2 months, but it dies within weeks when it's no longer still connected to its lifeline. So when that plant is taken off from the root, now it will die. It will rot, as we say, or mold. All right. So when you have food that does not follow that natural process, then that is not the food that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's something that has been changed and has been processed and preservatives placed in it, just like they do with bodies. When, of course, when we die, the body will naturally decompose. But when they take all the embalming fluid and all of these chemicals, they're able to preserve that body and have that body sitting for years. Okay, that's the same thing that's happening to our food. And it is unnatural, and that very thing that we're taking in, it is destroying our cells. So, but the food that Shaitan offers us, the food that Shaitan has now modernized, has progressed into being able to keep it for months at a time. That food, it is addictive. It is compelling. See, when you try to break from eating that food, you go through withdrawal symptoms, you go through physical and mental withdrawal symptoms, and it is very difficult for you to let that food go. You don't see anyone having withdrawal symptoms because they didn't have apple, orange, fruit, vegetables, anything that is 100% natural. No, they're not going through withdrawal symptoms. They might desire it, they might want it, but if they don't have it, they don't have physical or mental symptoms that you have with this food that Shaitan has now modernized for us, made it easier for you to have access to. So that in itself should let us know that there is a difference between the foods that we're choosing, and we must make a conscious and correct choice if we want to start the healing process. Because that's where the healing begins. The healing begins in what we're going to put into our body that communicates with our cells, that nurtures our cells in order for our cells to now start regenerating and the body can now heal itself. I'm going to stop here, and there will be a part 3. to this intro, inshallah, and then we can move on to what we need to do in order to prepare, what we need in order to prepare for our first embarkment on the challenge, inshallah, for Friday. Shukran wa tabarakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.